back to No Hype Beer Reviews. Unless it's your first time, then welcome. Please consider subscribing. If you do, hit that notification bell. You'll get updates. Really excited for today's video. Today's beer comes courtesy of Hot Butcher, so thank you so much for sending it. I really appreciate it. And it's another milkshake IPA. And I am excited to try it, I'll tell you why. But I'll tell you why I'm a little conflicted. I'm not the biggest milkshake IPA fan. I've had, just, I don't know. It doesn't get me as excited as some people. I've had a decent number from these guys, and most of them, at the very least, were good. Some of them were great, like the Blazed Orange, and that's what I'm going to jump off on right now. This one is, so it's Centennial Mosaic Hopped Milkshake Double IPA, brewed with lemon and vanilla, 7.5% ABV. So, being that I'm not the biggest milkshake IPA fan, and the fact that I don't know if I've ever had the urge to mix lemon and vanilla together, a little nervous. That being said, they're Blazed Orange, and it's something I love. I love creamsicle. So I like citrus and vanilla when it's orange. So it does give me some hope, and that's why I'm excited to try this. It's called Cold Crunch, and it's just under 2 weeks old at time of review. Hashtag proper glassware. Great can art, as always. And it's wrapping around, which is cool too. Yeah, I like that. I'm getting a little lemon already. I'm not gonna lie. It's pretty clean glassware. Barely over a finger of off-white head. Almost looks like you took, the white head and added a little bit of yellow to it, which I guess makes sense given it has lemon in it. A little orange color, burnt orange in the center. It's mostly just orange, and sometimes the way the lighting is, what you're seeing might be a little different than me. Maybe a little bit of yellow, but it's a very orangey looking beer. The head's going away somewhat quickly. Yeah, that's a very pretty looking beer. And what was the name of the last one? The last milkshake, all the things or something like that. And that had a bunch of things I didn't necessarily think would go together. And that one took me a second to wrap my mind around, and then I ended up liking it. So again, in terms of just wrapping my mind around something, this is taking me a little bit, but let's get to the aroma. Definitely getting the vanilla. And you know what? A lot of their milkshake IPAs specifically, the aroma has more vanilla than I get in the taste, but that has an amazing amount of vanilla. And then you do get some of that, more of the zest of a lemon. It's not, it's not like you accidentally spilled Pledge and vanilla extract on the counter or something. It's not like that. It is working a little bit better than I thought. I will say that. Let's get into the taste. Cheers. So you might be thinking to yourself, wow, you moved away from that aroma pretty quickly. It was basically the two things. You get vanilla, you get lemon. I'm sure if I wrapped this up and gave this to someone blind, they would immediately be like, let's have vanilla in it. And then the second whiff, they'd be like, and some lemon. It's pretty obviously that. The taste has more going on. There is that sweetness, not surprising given, the fact that it's a double IPA and that it has lactose in it. But then there is a nice bitterness. The aftertaste is actually, at least as I'm talking, relatively dry. It has some of that lemon zest lingering, but still some of that vanilla lingering as well, which is kind of cool. Like I was saying, I took the first couple of sniffs and kind of mentioned that you get the vanilla in the taste, but it is less than that. The lemon, I tell you what, the lemon is coming across beautifully. So for me, and I know it's tricky putting additions into beer, Jeremiah had talked about it, maybe on the live stream we all did together, Jeremiah from Hot Butcher. Maybe you put I'll just make up a number. You put in 50 pounds of crushed grapes, you get a certain amount of flavor, right? But if you put 50 pounds of oranges, the intensity will be different based on the fruit. It's a long way of me saying, like, I really think the lemon's at the right level in this. It is not screaming blood orange's, cousin or something. Like, it's not getting me as excited as that beer did. But it is working better than I thought it would. So it's somewhere between those two things. There's a moment of pink grapefruit, which is kind of cool. Because, beers like this can be very one or two note, or like whatever the adjuncts are. It does have that bitterness, a little bit from the lemon and a little bit from the beer itself. So, like, yeah, okay, you're drinking a beer. So, like, I like that. I do appreciate that. It has a nice mouthfeel, which I also appreciate. Yeah, there's something else. I didn't read the tasting notes. Let's do this, what they say. Tart lemon, creamy vanilla, and powdered sugar. And like I was saying about like one or two notes or however many, adjuncts, and those would be the notes. I'm going to go in one more time and look for this powdered sugar, because that's not something I touched upon. I guess that sweetness from the lactose in the beer itself. Fair enough. Okay. Centennial Mosaic. I mean, I guess the Centennial, right, should kick out some citrus notes. Mosaic is an interesting one. I'm not getting berry, although lately I've been more miss than hit in getting berry from Mosaic in beers, which again might be a palate change or just how people are using the hops or the hops themselves or what. I've still been enjoying the Mosaic hop. It's just I'm not getting the same things I typically associate with it. Yeah, I think it's fairly obvious. I wanted this beer nervous and also at the same time hopeful that it was going to be, maybe like glazed orange but with lemon, and it's somewhere between both of those expectations. It's a good beer. I would gladly drink 16 ounces of this, but it's definitely not my favorite Hop Butcher beer. It's not my favorite milkshake IPA that they've done, but again, it is working better than over here where I thought it might land for me, so I will say that about it. And yeah, good beer. Have you had this beer before? Do you like milkshake IPAs? Have you had some funky adjuncts that maybe seemed odd, to have in the same beer together? Anything, everything, get in the comments section. Let's get a conversation going. Speaking of having conversations, check me out on Instagram and Untappd. It's No Hype Beer Reviews at both those places. We can have cool conversations there. And as always, please like, comment, subscribe, and most importantly, imbibe. Cheers, everyone.